Someone else climbed into our bed, but she didn't wake up. Breath. And that's when I realized this wasn't about cheating anymore. I never wanted to be this guy, the kind of guy who installs cameras in his own bedroom. That's the person you judge, the one you say, if it ever gets that bad, I'd just leave. But doubt doesn't show up screaming. It slips in quietly, persistent, patient. Short pause. Her name is Emily. We'd been together for 5 years, living together for 2. Nothing exploded at first. No yelling, no obvious lies, just changes. She stopped locking her phone, then suddenly started again. She fell asleep instantly when she used to scroll for hours, and sometimes when I touched her in bed, she didn't react, like she was already somewhere else. Breath. The first night that really got to me, I woke up around 3 in the morning. I reached across the bed and it felt warmer than it should have. Not her warm, another kind of warmth. I whispered her name. No response. She was breathing, slow, deep, sound asleep. I told myself I was imagining it, but the feeling stayed. A week later, while she was at work, I ordered a small camera online. Cheap. Motion activated. Night vision. I told myself it was temporary, just for peace of mind. I hid it on the bookshelf, angled toward the bed. You wouldn't notice it unless you were looking for it. That night, I kissed her goodnight like always. We turned off the lights. We went to sleep. Breath, tense, and I waited. The first 2 nights, nothing, just us sleeping, boring, normal. On the 3rd night, the camera recorded something at 2:47 a.m. I watched it the next morning, Emily asleep on her side, me asleep beside her. Then, movement. The mattress dipped, not on my side, on hers. I leaned closer to the screen. The night vision made everything grainy, gray, unreal. Something climbed onto the bed, not someone. Something tall, too thin. Its limbs bent wrong, like it wasn't used to having joints. It moved slowly, carefully, like it knew exactly how not to make noise. Emily didn't move, didn't stir, didn't wake up. The thing leaned over her. Breath, shaky. It didn't touch her. It hovered, like it was listening. I paused the video. My hands were sweating. I skipped forward. The thing slid under the blanket, right between us. Neither of us moved, but the blanket rose, like something was breathing underneath it. After exactly 6 minutes, the thing stood up. It turned toward the camera, and even through the static I could tell it didn't have a face, just a smooth, dark surface where one should be. The recording ended. I didn't go to work that day. I sat on the couch replaying the clip again and again. Maybe it was a glitch, maybe a shadow, maybe my brain was filling in gaps. I told myself all of that until the next night. This time I stayed awake, pretended to sleep. Emily fell asleep fast, as usual. Around 2:30, the room went quiet. Not peaceful quiet, that heavy quiet where even the air feels thick. The mattress dipped slowly. I didn't open my eyes. I could feel it, something cold near my arm. Not weight, presence. Emily's breathing stayed steady. Then I heard it, a soft sound, not breathing, more like humming, low, vibrating, right next to her ear. Long pause. She smiled in her sleep. I don't remember falling asleep, but I woke up alone. Emily was already in the shower. I checked the footage. This time, the thing didn't just hover, it leaned down and whispered something. The camera didn't catch the words, but Emily's lips moved. She whispered back. That's when I confronted her, not yelling, not accusing, just exhausted. I asked if she was seeing someone. She laughed, actually laughed. "You're paranoid," she said. "I barely have time to sleep, let alone cheat." I showed her the video. She went pale. For a second, I thought she'd finally tell the truth. Instead, she whispered, "I don't remember that, but I've been having dreams." Pause. "About someone sitting on the bed," she said, "talking to me." My chest tightened. "What does he look like?" She shook her head. "I never see his face." That night, I didn't get into bed. I watched from the hallway. Camera on, lights off. At 2:41, it appeared again. It crawled out of the darkness like it had always lived there. It sat beside her. Then, for the first time, it turned its head and looked straight at me. My legs went numb. The thing tilted its head, and I heard a voice, not in my ears, inside my head. Low whisper, "You weren't invited." The next morning, Emily told me she felt rested, better than she had in months. Her dark circles were gone. Her mood was lighter. Meanwhile, I felt like I hadn't slept in weeks. Every night after that, the thing came back. Every night, she slept deeper. Every morning, she felt better, like whatever it was feeding on her dreams and draining mine. I called in sick again, didn't tell anyone. I started sleeping in the living room. The camera kept recording. One night, the thing stood up from the bed and followed me, not physically, but on the footage. It stood in the doorway, watching me on the couch. Then it did something worse. It lay down next to her and wore my shape. Same outline, same posture, a perfect imitation except for the face, still smooth, still empty. That was the night I unplugged the camera, packed a bag, and left. Emily cried, didn't understand. She said she needed me. I didn't explain. How could I? I stayed at a motel for a week. No dreams, no humming. I slept like I was dead. Then Emily called. She said she felt sick, drained, empty. She said the dreams stopped, but something felt missing, like someone had left. I didn't go back. Last night, I checked my email. There was a notification from the camera app. Motion detected. I unplugged it. I destroyed it. But somehow, it was still uploading. I opened the clip. The bedroom. Empty. Then the thing stepped into frame. It looked directly at the lens, and for the first time, a face formed. Mine. It smiled, and the video cut out. Final breath. Quiet, hollow. I installed that camera to catch her cheating. I never expected to find out. Something else was climbing into our bed. And now that I'm gone, I think it's waiting for her to wake up alone.